Students, in today's lecture we are going to discuss about multiprocessor only. We have already discussed what is multiprocessor. Multiprocessor hardware is also something that we have discussed in a prior lecture. We have already discussed about NUMA and UMA. Now today's topic that we are going to consider is UMA bus based SMPs, right? So in order to understand this, first we'll go through the figure, right? So let's see the figure. This is the figure of a multiprocessor. In this figure, as you can see, it's a 3 bus based multiprocessor, right? And without catching, with catching, and with catching in the private memory. Now as you can see in the figure A, you'll see that the two CPUs is being attached to a single bus system, and one shared memory is also attached to the bus system. So we have, what is the common thing out of these three figures, that is figure A, figure B and figure C? आप इसमें क्या कॉमन चीज़ देखते हैं? That we have only single bus systems. Now if you see in the figure A, you will see that the two CPU and shared memory is connected by a single bus system. In figure 2, you will see that CPU is also having a cache memory inside it, and then again both the CPU and memory is connected by a single bus system only. And if you move towards this figure C, what you will see that the two CPU with, don't forget that, with cache memory and share memory and CPU is also associated with private memory, is sharing a single bus system, right? So we have already understood what the exactly is happening in these three figures. So let's understand this in detail, why we were discussing about these figures. See what is happening in single multiprocessor are based on a single bus system as illustrated in figure A. We have already seen in the figure A what we have seen. हमने क्या देखा था? The two CPUs are connected with a bus system and one memory system is also connected with a single bus system. तो हमने देखा कि दो या दो से ज़्यादा CPU और जो हमारी memory modules हैं वो same bus यूज़ करें communication के लिए. अब when the CPU is using the same bus for the communication, the two possibilities are there. What those two possibilities are? भाई हमारा जो दो CPU हैं और मेमोरी है वो एक दूसरे से कम्युनिकेट करने के लिए क्या यूज़ कर रहे हैं? सिंगल बस सिस्टम यूज़ कर रहे हैं हमारे फिगर में. तो नाउ व्हाट वी हैव टू, यू हैव टू पॉसिबिलिटीज़. What are those two possibilities that you can see from the figure is that in order to communicate with the memory, what CPU needs to do? Communicate करने के लिए CPU को क्या करना पड़ेगा? It has to check whether the bus, which is the only medium for communication, the single bus system that we have, is idle or not. अब दो situations हो सकती है. The two situations could be there. Either the bus is idle or bus is busy. Now in case situation 1, when the bus is idle, what CPU will do? CPU will ask the bus, it will put the address of the word that he wants to access from the memory into the bus. Bus will go to the memory, then it will go to that particular location and memory will take the address and it will send the data into the bus and bus will come back to the CPU 1. अब इस पूरे प्रोसेस में, in the whole process, when the CPU is actually putting the address into the bus going to the memory, then waiting for the data to be loaded from that particular address into the bus, and the bus coming to the CPU, for this duration the CPU is idle. भाई जब तक बस डेटा लेके नहीं आएगी CPU has to wait for the bus, और इस particular time slot के लिए बस क्या है? Idle है. अब this was the situation when the bus was idle. Now situation 2, when the bus is busy and CPU is asking for bus, in that case what will happen? Again the CPU has to wait. Why it has to wait? For the bus to become idle. The possibility might be there, the bus will be used by some other CPU also. We have, as we can see in the figure 8.A, इसमें हमने क्या देखा था? What we have seen in the figure 8.A, it is associated with two CPU. I'm sorry, it is the bus is associated with the two CPU and the memory system. That is bus. There is only single bus for communication in between the two CPUs and the memory. So suppose CPU 2 is using the bus and CPU 1 wants to bus, and that time he finds you, okay fine, the bus is not busy, it has been used by the CPU. For that time slot also the CPU will be idle, right? So that is what they are saying. If the bus is idle, CPU put the if the bus is busy, when CPU wants to read or write memory, the CPU just wait until the bus become idle. पर जब तक बस आइडल नहीं होगी तब तक CPU को वेट करना ही पड़ेगा. He is not have left with any other option. उसके पास दूसरा बस सिस्टम था ही नहीं, सिंगल बस ही है कम्युनिकेशन के लिए. Herein lies the problem with this design. So the design which is being provided is having a problem. See, with the 2 or 3 CPU contention of a bus will be manageable. चलो ठीक है, single bus system has been shared by the 2 CPU system. In that case, it is practically possible to manage, or for the CPU to wait. But with 32 or 62, do you think it's practically possible for all the CPU to wait? Bus going to the memory, coming back to the memory? No. It get restricted. The whole system will be limited by the bandwidth of the bus only. Whatever the bandwidth of the bus is there, the whole system get restricted by that. So most of the CPU will be idle for that time. By the time it is working for some other CPU, the rest of the CPU has to wait for them, or the time duration from for coming and going back and checking. So all those time will be wasted. What is the solution? The second solution that comes into the existence is the existence of cache. We already know what is cache memory. हमें पता है cache memory क्या होता है. What is the cache memory? Cache memory is the fastest memory. What we store inside it, the instructions or data which is very frequently used by the CPU is kept inside the cache memory instead of main memory, by which the time will be saved and speed will enhance. So the solution of the problem, above lying problem, is the introduction of the cache memory into the CPU as depicted in figure 8.1a-b. आपने देखा था 8.1b को. Let's see it. Now you see this, you just concentrate on this. CPU is having this gray color box. That's the cache memory. In this figure what we have done, we have introduced cache memory. So as you can see in figure 8.1b, the cache memory can be inside the CPU chip. What we have done, we have actually inserted the cache memory inside the CPU chip, and then next to the CPU chip on the processor board, the same combination of 3. The combination remains C, only the introductions of the cache memory is introduced inside the CPU chip. Since many reads many read can now be what? Then memory read can now be satisfied out of the local cache. Whatever the instruction which is frequently used will be using the cache memory, because cache memory is the memory that stores the very frequently used data. So there will be much less bus traffic. That bus traffic will be less, and the system can support more CPU. And say with the introduction of cache memory, what will happen, क्या होगा, CPU जो है हमारा जो सिस्टम है वो लार्ज नंबर ऑफ CPUs को सपोर्ट कर सकता है. In general, caching is not done to an individual word basis on the basis of 3264 byte block. When a word is referenced, its entire block is fetched into the cache of the CPU touching it. अब ये कह रहे हैं जब वर्ड हम रेफरेंस कर रहे हैं तो एंटायर ब्लॉक इज फैच इनटू द कैच. पूरे की पूरे ब्लॉक को हम फैच में डाल देते हैं ऑफ द CPU टचिंग इट, राइट. So each cache block is marked as being either read only, in which the case it can present in a multiple caches at the same time, or write only, or read write, right. If the CPU attempts to write a word that is in one or more remote caches, the bird hardware detects the write and put a signals on the bus informing all the caches of the write. So we are having different type of caches with the read operations, read and write operations only. That's what they are trying to make you understand. Now if other cache have clean copy, that is an exact copy of what it is in the memory, they can just discard their copies and let the writer fetch the cache block from the memory before modifying it, right. So if some other cache has a dirty or modified copy, it must either be write in the back to the memory before write can proceed and transferred in the directly to the writer over the buses. See, many cache transfer protocol exists. We have lots of cache transfer protocols also. So the other possibility, what could be the other possibility, और दूसरा हमारे पास possibility क्या है डिज़ाइन की, is the design number C, in which each CPU has not only the cache. आप देखेंगे as you can see in this figure. Let's see it one more time. What's there in figure C? You will see. Let's see the figure C. Now along with the cache memory, the private memory is also been introduced in figure number C, right. So there's no much modification done. only the introductions of private memory is being introduced. So another possibility in the design is that in which each CPU has only cache memory but also a local private memory which it access over dedicated bus. अब ये जो हमारा प्राइवेट मेमोरी है इसको हम कैसे करते हैं, एक्सेस करते हैं प्राइवेट बस के थ्रू. Now to use this configuration optimally, the compiler should place all the program text, string, constant and other read memory data, stack, local variable in a private memory. So all these data types, that is read only data, stack, local, program text, string ये सब हम कहाँ रखते हैं, प्राइवेट मेमोरी में रखते हैं. So the shared memory is then used for writable shared वेरिएबल्स. इन मोस्ट ऑफ द केसेस इसे हम सिर्फ राइटेबल शेयर वेरिएबल्स के लिए यूज़ करते हैं. एंड इन मैक्सिमम नंबर ऑफ द केसेस व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, इट्स केयरफुल प्लेसमेंट विल greatly reduce the bus traffic, with the help of which what will happen, the bus traffic will be reduced, but it does not require active cooperation from the compiler, and it don't require any active compilations for tomorrow from the compiler. So what we have seen today, we have seen three types of designs, that in which first is without cache, second is with cache, and third is with cache and the private memory. This is something that is the three types of design which has been introduced. The last two is introduced to enhance the speed and reduce the bus traffic, right? I think that's all for today, and still if you find any problem, please feel free to ask me. Thank you so very much for watching this video.